We're doing something super fun. I have Taco and Carrie with us here today, and we are celebrating the Day of the Dead. Just look at us. Look how fabulous we look.
We are pretty dead people.
Yeah, pretty dead people for sure. And so what we're going to do today, we are going to take questions. If you have a loved one that you would like to hear from, put your questions in the chat, and Chelsea's behind the scenes back here, and she's going to ask your questions, and we'll see what messages that your loved ones have for you. But first, I want to go over my notes here a little bit about what the Day of the Dead is about. So the Day of the Dead is an ancient Aztec custom of celebrating their ancestors with All Souls Day, a holiday that Spanish invaders brought to Mexico starting in the early 1500s. So very, very, very long time. It originally began as ceremonies practiced by the ancient Aztecs that evolved, I'm not good at reading, that evolved into a holiday recognized far beyond the borders of Mexico. The Aztecs used skulls to honor the dead, a millennium before the Day of the Dead celebration emerged. Skulls remain a key symbol in the tradition to celebrate and honor and commune with those who have passed on. As part of the ceremonies, people build altars in their homes with offerings to their loved ones' souls. We have our little altar here today with our skulls. And skeletons are often posed doing all sorts of wacky things like playing guitars, taking a bath, and even making tortillas. So,
which we love.
Yes,
absolutely.
So that's a little bit of history on the Day of the Dead. And the first thing we wanted to start with is Carrie here. She has a question for Taco.
Yes. I would like to get in touch with my grandma Gigi, who has been passed on for many, many, many years, about a decade.
Okay, give me just a second here. Okay, so she comes in really big, right? Like she's like, hello. This show that kind of reminds me of Beetlejuice a little bit. And she has kind of a, like when she talks, she has kind of like a different sound to her, like how she talks.
That makes
almost
sense.
like maybe like an accent.
Mm-hmm.
She's from
accent. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and she was a very. She reminds me a lot of you. She really does, because she didn't need no man for nothing. Okay,
she did not.
She loved the boys, but she didn't need them. Okay, that's the key. And she really tried desperately hard to provide for her family and make her family like tough, like strong, like tough enough to get through, because it was a really, when she was raising her kids, it was a really like scarce time. Like I almost want to say maybe like the way she showed me this, maybe part of the depression or something, like food wasn't like plentiful. The weather wasn't right. Like everything just seemed real gloomy and dark and hazy. But she made the best of the situation, and she couldn't be prouder of her family if she tried, because she loves how strong of a bloodline she brought into this world, and she absolutely is so proud of you and the rest of her family that have truly embraced your faults and your strengths and really made something of it. Like this woman is beaming proud. She is so unbelievably proud. The hardships that you specifically overcame, she wants you to know she was with you every step of the way.
I'm getting emotional.
She is proud that even though, you know, you have had a interesting road, in life, right?
To say the least.
She's
yes.
really proud of you not allowing that to tear you down, because it could have.
Very easily.
And she wants you to know that you get her strength. She's giving you all her strength. And even when you were in your darkest moment, she's literally showing me her holding your hair, like when you puked. I don't know why she showed me that. I could go without that for a long time. But literally, and she's showing me how hard all of that was for you, because you were quite literally releasing all the pain that you'd carried with you from birth, from childhood. And it's okay to be mad, it's okay to be angry, it's okay to be hurt, it's okay to be sad. And that's something that she feels like she failed her family on, because it was like she made sure that it didn't matter how hurt you were, how sad you were, how heartbroken you were. Yep. You got up, you get dressed, you make the best of the day.
She always would say, "Don't cry over spilled milk, Carrie."
But now she realizes how detrimental that was.
Interesting.
And she's apologizing because she feels like a lot of the abuse that you not only give to yourself but endured was because of her and the way that she tried to make you guys like tough enough to face the world. She just didn't know a world that was kind and loving and softer. She just knew how to bully her way through and make the best of it.
I agree, and I can understand that. And that's probably where a lot of that stems from how my mom is and how my mom...
So is your mom the one that's the musical one? She's like, I love the music. She
loves
loves this music.
And I love the music.
And music is like what heals the soul. That's her exact wording. Music heals the soul. I couldn't agree with her more.
Right. Same.
Me and her could hang out for a little bit.
Yes,
she might hit
amazing.
me a few times with her cane, but I'm in for it. It's fine.
Yeah.
She is so proud of you guys. Like, she's so proud. And she also, she wants your mom to know, and she really, really wants your mom to know how much she loves her and how sorry she is that she didn't show that, and how proud she is of her, because she didn't realize how sensitive your mom actually was, and it really screwed her up in life to where your mom doesn't know how to accept love from anybody. And so love equals pain, right? And that, I think your family is in, they have the greatest intent, but the actions and what they did was really fucking miss the mark. You know what I mean? Like they don't aim for shit. Like, it just didn't even get near the vicinity of the target. But she couldn't be prouder of your mom if she tried, and she wishes your mom would share her gift with the world, because your mom has like this amazing ability, like with words, like she can like, and I don't know if this is poetry or songs, but like we got something about like rhymes and poetry, like, and she just really nails the assignment. Like, she can make a spell.
Books
no shit.
And she's got a poetry book
on Amazon. And
wow.
I want to get some, because the way she's describing this shit is good. It's good.
It's so good.
What would she mind sharing, like, what the title of this book was? Or
what is the title?
We don't.
Excuse me, I'll go get the book.
Yeah, hang on.
I
can't remember because I'm like on the spot right now.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, my mom's an artist. She can paint and draw anything. And
she is so proud of your mom, because she wishes she would have realized when your mom was, younger. She wishes that she would have realized that her gift with wording would have been so meaningful, impactful, and she just didn't know at that time.
Thank you, Lori.
You worked really, really hard, and you every dollar you earned, you worked your ass off for it, and that's kind of how your grandma like looked at life. And so
And that's how
going
she
about
was,
it.
and that's what she instilled
Right,
in my mom.
yes.
And
And
us.
that's, so it's kind of went from generation to generation to generation to, oh, this is so interesting because
It's
she
called-
was showing me these flowers like this
Yeah.
right here,
That's
all
good.
around your mom.
It's called Whispers from the Heart by Antoinette Jewett.
Oh, wow.
And you can get it on Amazon. And she has written all the poems in this book, and it's absolutely beautiful in the pages and all the designs my mom did. On her
But it's a
own.
very easy read. It's just, yeah.
Yes, it's
Well,
and
see,
she my mom designed
your
the cover,
grandma-
the back cover, everything.
She wishes that she would have understood this was your mom's way of expressing how she
Yes.
felt. But she didn't understand that. You know what I mean? Like, to her, it seemed like, and sounds bad, but to her, it was just a pipe dream, right? She didn't really put a lot of understanding that this could have been a major success for your mom, and she could have made a better living than just working her ass off and not really making a dime kind of thing.
Yeah, and my
And
my mom has so much talent, and
she does, but she shut down because of how your grandma was, and that's why your grandma is owning that.
Being private.
No, she shut down because your grandma's was very much a you work hard, you don't play, that you take things serious, you get it done. Like,
right, that's true. She black and white. She was very black and white.
black
No
and white.
Levi jacket.
Right.
Fur coat or Levi jacket. There's nothing in between.
But she's so proud of your mom at the same time with what your mom was given. Mm-hmm. She did a damn good job with her life.
Yes.
And for what your mom had to go through,
raising 4 kids on her own.
She did a damn good job with her babies. Yeah. And she might come about it in a tough and not in the most gentle way, but anyone that can see like her and what she's doing can very much tell that she has nothing but true love for all of you.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing because we love her.
She just doesn't know how to express it very well, which is
like,
why your grandma's like owning that, because she's like, she might have been able to express it better if I would have encouraged that more instead of
I agree.
Yeah. Instead of acting like it was a waste of time.
Yeah. Wow.
She passed all the empathy and love on to me that she didn't
but
use.
You were always the star of her show. Your grandma, she's like, I know I shouldn't pick favorites, but your grandma loved everything about you. You remind her even still how much you're like her and she's like you. You've accomplished more in your life than what she felt like she did hers, because you allowed yourself to not only own your successes but also your faults. And your grandma, she's like, I had to hide. I didn't want nobody to know my shit. She just owns her shit.
Yeah,
You know,
I do.
and she couldn't be proud of. She's like, I knew that mouth of hers was going to get her in trouble. I knew it,
But it always will.
but she's so proud of you at the same time because you speak your truth. You
That's
have
awesome.
the courage to do what she didn't.
Well, I'm glad I can carry that legacy on for her.
Well, and she wants you to know she's very proud of you, and she wishes she would have expressed how she felt about you and your mom. And I mean, even your sibling, but expressed how she actually felt more.
Because she held everything in. She was very private.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she was afraid.
That could be fear's a
Your
big one.
grandma was very much afraid. She was afraid of failing. She was afraid of not being enough. She was afraid of rejection. She was afraid of being alone. She was afraid. I mean, like, the list goes on. She was very much afraid. But what's interesting is how she dealt with her fear. So instead of like shrieking and hiding and not coming out of the closet like that, bitch
she
was
was
like
opposite.
fucking total out, make it happen.
Yep, that's so true. That's so interesting.
Bully it over. And
Yep.
yeah. And that's what she loves and seen in you from the get-go. She's
I
like,
love
she
that.
was a fighter. Even as a baby, she was like a fighter, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little rambunctious.
Yeah.
Still am.
But your grandma also had a really amazing experience with her first love. And this man, she's like, he ended up not being worth shit, but she got to experience what being truly loved was. For everything that she was, for everything that she is, for everything that she wasn't, she got to experience that soul connecting love. And it was the one and only time she allowed that to happen, because she felt like that was there was ever a bigger love that she would ever find compared to what she experienced. That's true. And so and she showed me her holding on to this man. So she's like, and this is my man. I'm like, oh, congratulations. Yeah. She really would have followed him to the ends of the earth without question. Yep. And it's so interesting because she always seems to come through and like kind of give you a little bit of a lecture on the whole let and love in.
Oh.
She's like, Carrie, it's your turn. Yeah. It's your turn to find a good old man like this. And she pulls him over. She's like, it's your turn. And how amazing that was for her, and how she really hopes that you'll allow yourself to experience that kind of connection as well.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you. Because I am now at the point where I'm open and willing.
Yeah. You hear that, guys? So anybody that would like Carrie to take her on a date,
watching out there. Go to the website. We can put a list.
Must be this tall. This.
That's so
why not?
Right.
Why not? You can't renege on this one now.
Right.
Is there anything you want me to ask your grandma for you? I love the way she sounds. It is really neat. Yeah. It is. I've always had that in Australian accent.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Sexy.
Damn sexy.
Yeah. Is Grandpa okay with her up there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. He just shuts up. He's just like, I just shut up and do what I'm told.
That's exactly.
It makes it easier that way.
That's good. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's good.
That's so cool.
He has a lot of love for his family. Like it's interesting to see how deep and in depth your grandma actually fell in love with this man for. But at the same time, how guarded, she was with showing and expressing, her love. And, with him, he's just kind of like a cool cat. He just kind of goes with the flow, does what he's told. And, and she learned a lot from him, because it's like, to her, it always seemed like nothing ever bothered him. To her, she was like, I feel like I have to be perfect, and I have to do this, and I have to do that. And it was like,
maybe that's where I get it from.
Putting all of this pressure on her that she kind of made seem like it was coming from him, but he's like, I didn't give a shit. Like, I accept her good and bad. Right?
Yeah, he loved her so much. That's the kind of love I want.
Absolutely. Well, that's the kind of love that you'll get if you'll just get the hell out of your own way.
Yes.
Yep. And that's the kind of love that we all will be craving and experiencing with the shift. And that's what I'm more excited about than anything.
That's amazing.
I'm here. I'm ready. I'm willing.
Oh, me too. It's about damn time.
Yeah.
This love starvation diet's gotta go. It's gotta go.
Right?
Yes, for sure.
I swear I haven't lost 1 pound on it.
Right? I know. And they say you lose a lot of weight when you have sex. So.
Well, exercising is the way to go.
So many calories, right?
But even more so, being happy.
Right. Yes. Oh, yeah.
And
laughing.
Happy and laughing. It's interesting because people's guides are like, they're coming through. And one of the main messages that really come through the most, and like the most, like, you better listen kind of thing, is that love is the most powerful thing we got on this planet. Right. You can heal the unhealable with love. And so tapping into this new energy, which is, it's not new in that sense, but it's new in the sense that we're finally putting that as the priority and actually realizing the power
of love.
Of love. That's what's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's new. And
what I've learned lately, or in the last, more so than ever, I'll just say, is that the more I love myself,
yes,
the more healthy you are, that you can
Absolutely.
have that love,
Yes.
that true, honest love.
Well, and I think people when you learn to love yourself, everything's possible.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You don't look at these blocks and go, oh shit, I can't do that. No, you go, you know what? I know I can figure out how to get my ass up on that stage there, you know?
Yeah.
So it does that, but not only that, it literally, I have witnessed, you know, people that are on hospice and they're dying and literally be brought back to life
Yes.
and completely healed with love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we actually fully grasp the magnitude of how powerful love is,
Right.
it's incredible.
Yeah.
It is the most powerful thing we got.
Yeah.
And I am so excited about that finally opening up. I really am. And
It's
I'm
about
really
time,
excited
right?
about this world peace movement that's happening. And I know it's gonna be a rough go, but boy,
in the end,
it's gonna be so worth all of these ass whoopings we've been going through.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I agree.
Can I ask about my Grandmaster B?
Absolutely.
I just thought about that. She popped in my mind. I thought, hey, I want to see how she's doing.
And this is your dad's mom?
My mom's
Your mom's mom. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
I just seen her connecting with him, so I was like, oh, interesting.
Okay.
She's starting to like him. That's
Oh my gosh. My dad's amazing. Like,
She's got a good sense of humor. Oh, she's like, I'm just starting to like him. Oh my gosh, that was cute. That was cute. No, she has a lot of love for your dad.
Yeah.
A lot of respect. A lot.
Mhm.
God, and your sister's with her too. So
Is she? Shelly's hanging out with
Oh yeah.
She
Elsa.
loves to say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they remind me a lot of one another. Shelly and her. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just how big of a heart they have,
Yeah.
but also, you know, how destructive it kind of got.
Right.
You know what I mean? I always say we all have to be an example. Sometimes we're an example of what to do. Sometimes we're an example of what not to do. So
Yes.
she just owns it. But she's was very scattered when she was here, and it would always annoy her because she's like, I actually am a perfectionist. I would like everything just so and where
Yeah,
it needed to go,
yeah.
but she just couldn't seem to get it to happen. It was a work in progress from the day she was born to the day she died. It would drive her. She had a very interesting OCD problem with that, where it was she needed things in particular
Yeah.
order in particular ways, and she always felt like she never could quite achieve what she was going for. And
Wow.
what she's found is that it was she wanted to experience that to learn how to really truly love everything about her. So that's why she was in a way bipolar, where she was really a perfectionist but also kind of a shit show.
Yeah.
I relate to that in some
Me
ways.
too. It's oh yeah, I got it. She is showing me this big bouquet of yellow flowers with pink in them, handing them to you.
Oh.
She is really proud of what you've been doing with your life and how you've been bringing it together. And she also is hitting on your kids a little bit. Is that okay if we go into that?
Yeah, with caution. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I will do it as best I can.
Okay.
Okay. She is showing me a big divide that she feels has happened, and she's showing me that she sees your tears through it,
Mm-hmm.
but she wants you to know that she got this taken care of,
Oh, good.
and she's going to make sure that she will do everything on her end
Mm-hmm.
to keep them where they need to be and in line.
Awesome.
And she remembers going through kind of a similar experience, and she totally understands how you can feel like you're on top of the world and on the ledge at the same time.
Right.
And she wants you to really hear me when I say you got to keep taking care of you.
Yes.
That's about the
That
only
makes
thing you're in
sense.
control of. That's about the only thing you can do right now. It's about the only thing that you're going to see a lot of movement on.
Right.
That is going to keep you thriving and going and moving forward. And, you know, part of this also is about they're trying to connect you, and your sister's a big part of this, like trying to connect you with almost like other like opportunists and opportunities. And really you've got a lot of different directions you're going to be going, my friend. But like, this is fucking awesome shit. I'm just saying. It's like, this is going to be cool shit. And your sister wants you to play the lottery.
I agree with that one.
She's like, she just used to play the lottery. And I'm like, oh, well, where'd that come from? Numbers, please.
Yeah, right? Can you send those to me?
Yeah. The more you can keep in this really beautiful, fun, light space, which it is hard.
Yeah.
The more you're going to accomplish what you're actually setting out to do. Because you are a leader, which you don't like to be, but you tough shit, you already did, so I won't add. But all of your relationships with your kids are kind of recalibrating. And
I feel that,
you're,
yeah.
You're connecting with them on a whole different level.
Yes.
You're kind of shifting from being mom and probation officer to being just like good friend and cheerleader kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I can see this being this journey that you're on. It's like your sister's really excited because your kids were her kids.
100%.
And so she feels like she's their mom, and she feels like
So
she's got to be there for them.
a part
too.
of it, yeah.
And she cannot thank you enough for giving her that gift.
Oh.
That's the thing that she always wanted to be.
The
That's the
mom.
thing that she always wanted.
And
And she never would have got that if it wouldn't have been for you.
Oh.
And she
Cool.
wants to really, really show you the gratitude and how much that meant to her in a way that she knows will help you most.
Okay.
And so she's working on some shit,
Awesome.
which is really neat.
Yeah.
And I really do think she's serious when she said play the lottery.
Okay, I will do that
Yeah.
for sure. For sure. Awesome.
And-
That's so fun.
Sweetie, she's like, that's my little girl.
Oh.
You are her little girl. She wants you to know how much your smile, your heart, your life, your everything is more meaningful to her than you could ever know. And she is so proud of you being a beautiful mama. And she wants you to know you're doing a lot better than you think you'd be doing. Because she's like, man, if anyone was going to screw it up, that'd be me. And you did good. So she's all proud of you. And she just wants you to know you will always be her little girl.
Oh.
That's never going to change.
Awesome.
And she's really proud of you with what you're doing with your life because she knows how hard this has been for you on so many levels.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it's almost like you felt like you were like stuck in a drain and going down is what she's showing me. And then she's showing me it clearing up all of this open-ended shit that just never got figured out, never got talked about, never got worked out. And she's like showing me you coming out sparkling clean. So whatever you're doing, I want to do it too because I think we all could use this, right? But she is really adamant and saying, hey, you will always be my little girl. You are hers. Like that is her little baby. That is hers. She is with you from beginning to the end.
I know she's there. I definitely can feel her.
Well, and the witch stuff, you get that from her.
Oh, yes. I never
Yeah.
thought about that,
No,
but yeah.
you get that from her. That was her thing. That's what she resonated with. That was her thing. That's actually what you both have connected with in previous lives as well.
Oh.
So this ain't your first rodeo.
She, we used to, when we were little, we used to go to her house and have sleepovers, and we would tell ghost stories all the time.
Yeah, she always knew that you had a really powerful gift, but she also knew how hard that was because she felt that too.
Mm-hmm.
And she struggled a lot with the emotional gunk that you've been working through as well. And she just wants you to know she is holding you every step of the way.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fabulous.
Anyway, back to your grandma. Sorry.
Yeah. Shelly took over.
That's okay.
Yes.
Your grandma is showing me, I'm not really sure what this is. Did she have like some feminine problems? Did she end up having what happened?
She
with
did,
this?
and she did have a hysterectomy.
Okay, because she's like showing me the lower half of her stomach. She's showing me a lot of like pain and like she really thought she was dying.
Oh yeah.
And this is something that she's wanting you to be aware of with the history because anytime they show a health element from the other side, it's because it's a hereditary issue. So they're trying to let you understand that, hey, this
Keep
might be
an eye
something you
on
wanna kinda
things.
Keep an eye on things. But
Yeah.
she's also showing me like how like fast what was happening grew. All right. And so I do think that was a little bit more severe than what maybe she let everybody on to believe. But it's also something that she's like showing me her really almost like trying to relate to you and going, hey, look, I've been there. I've gone through what you're going through, and it's going to take a little bit of time, but you're on the right track with what you're going, looking into as far as just health stuff. Okay. Right. But I think the reason why the health stuff is coming up a lot is because you're in this like weird transition with relationships across the board. And so everything's kind of like in this weird space, and the only thing you got real control over right now is the health stuff. So might as well work on that while everybody else kind of picks their corner. Right. But she loves you so much, and her favorite memory of you, she's showing me you holding like, I think it's one of those, what do they call it? Like cotton candy, that's what it is. Like a big cone. Yes. And you're at the fair, and
I love cotton candy.
You look like you're maybe in between 9 and 12 years of age, and you had lighter brown, darker blonde hair. Yep. And you had a gunk in in your hair, and you looked up at her, and you just had all of this all over your face, like you were just happy as could be. That was her favorite memory of you. That is what makes her like glow, because you do enjoy everything you do, and she knew that was kind of like her symbolism, like that how much like anything you put your energy into, you fully enjoy. Yes. And that's why it makes that memory.
Yes, that's so fun. Yeah, I love cotton candy still to this day. I try not to eat it, but I do love it.
No, she'll eat Fun Dip instead.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Nothing wrong with cotton candy. In moderation.
Yeah.
That's all good.
The funny part is the gold piece in your hair. That's the part that I'm like, well, that was an interesting detail. I didn't know we needed, but yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I have great memories with her. I lived with her for a while, and I would come home from work, and she would have fresh bread in the oven, and I would get, you know, to have the first piece of the hot bread right out of the oven.
Oh, there's nothing.
Yeah, and she.
Oh, I would like some of that.
Yeah, the
That sounds
breakfast. She always made great breakfast. She made me oatmeal, and my favorite thing, she made the most amazing. I call them roll-ups, but crepes. She'd get her big platter out, and grandma's roll-ups were the best.
Yeah, she knew how to. She definitely knew how to. Cook.
Yes.
She had it dialed in. But that was her favorite thing, was to feed people.
Oh, yeah.
She loved to feed people. Like, if that was the only job she had her whole life, she would have been happy.
Yep.
You know, but she does feel like a lot of the perfectionism, right? I do need to make them homemade bread. The pancakes need to be exactly round. You know, I mean, shit like that, right?
Yeah.
She feels like that the way she did things was because she loved it, and that's why she did it. It wasn't because she was trying to be a perfect mom or perfect grandma, but she does realize how that might have came across in that way, where you're trying to stand up to a bar that's this high that wasn't your bar to set in the first place, right? And she did worry about that with you a lot, because she could tell when you would finally like decide you're gonna do something, there was no change in your mind.
That's true.
And she could see that pressure. Especially when you lived with her for that little bit of time and was in that really rough patch. She could tell how much you were trying to be perfect. That wasn't a good thing. You know, you were killing yourself doing that. And you know, the only standards that you need to show up for and be proud of is your own.
Right.
And that's why she tried to send that message home so much after after she noticed she might have created a little bit of a monster.
That's awesome. How fun. I miss her a lot. Yeah.
Well,
lots
the
of
love
great
that she has for
memories.
you is unbelievable. And she thinks your kids are like the most beautiful things on the planet. Like, she loves your babies.
Awesome.
And she loves your grandbabies.
Aw.
And she's happy because she gets to hold them before you do.
Right.
Right. She's got this shit, you know?
That's cool. How fun.
But I actually, she is showing me her connected with her daughter. And I do think that she is her daughter's guide.
That's
cool.
cool.
How cool.
So it wouldn't surprise me if your daughter, like, goes into cooking and does a lot with cooking, because we get a lot of our personalities actually from our guides. And so, because your grandma loves to cook, like, she loves to cook.
Yes.
She should have been Italian.
Right?
Every
I'm
time.
half Italian. I love it.
I know. I mean, where it's at, man.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if your daughter ends up going into cooking and kind of creating.
She does like to help me a lot, and she's very creative and just she just loves doing like crafty things.
Yeah. That's so fun.
So yeah, I'm 1,000% sure she is your baby's guide.
Wow, that makes me happy. I love that.
That is really neat when you do have something like that you know the person. And you know, she didn't really know her, you know, you get that history. So you'll notice a lot of the similar traits and actions.
And then her daughter will know her without, like, Lily will know her without knowing her.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's
like,
so cool.
Physically meeting her.
Yeah.
On this
I love that. I talk about Shelly a lot, but I'll have to start talking about her more.
Yeah.
I would just because she's going to resonate with that a lot.
Okay.
Shelly, it is so weird because I really think your little girl seen Shelly when Shelly passed, because
well, they both have type 1 diabetes.
And that makes sense too. But I know that your little girl seen Shelly right after she passed, and I know that like they've had conversations, and know that it scared the shit out of her.
I'll have to ask her.
I think that you embracing, your gift and kind of what you're into and kind of showing a different side of everything, I think has really helped her become more comfortable with what she, gets. But yeah, she definitely seen your aunt.
Aw,
And she's like, she started crying. She started screaming and crying. So I was sitting there telling her to calm down.
So
She didn't
funny.
mean to scare her. It wasn't like she was crying, but she enjoyed it, But she couldn't get over how much your daughter looks like you.
Yeah, she
Like
does.
a lot, like a spitting image. I
That's
would have to
interesting
guess what she looks
because
like.
mom and daughter here look a lot alike.
That is true.
The mom,
That is true.
So that's interesting.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah, at school she would always get, "You look just like your mom."
Anytime.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. And I think you and your mom look a lot alike, but I think you and Shelly look a lot alike.
See,
I think that-
and Lily reminds me of Shelly actually because they kind of have the same hair.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. I mean, you guys can tell that you're related. That's for damn sure. But you have that. I don't even know what the right wording would be. Just maybe like the way that your face is shaped a little bit differently. Higher cheekbones, maybe.
Yeah.
But you remind me of her big time. I loved her. She was.
Yeah,
such
she
a
was-
great
she's-
soul.
She was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Carrie would have loved her for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love everybody, but
she was a
Well,
a
not
hot
quite
mess,
everybody.
but she was amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, she
Yeah.
was.
Absolutely.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I do have a couple.
Awesome.
Steph says, "Is my dad around?" She's asking about her dad.
Steph. Your Steph?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I see a man coming through. Darker hair-ish, not like black hair, but like just brown hair coming through. He's got a big smile on his face. And she wants to know if he's around her.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Yeah, but she don't listen to me." Is that what you're getting?
Very true.
Yeah. I try to come
I
around,
could
but she
see
doesn't
that.
freaking listen to me. She's not paying attention.
She doesn't listen to anybody though. She's
Oh, well.
very. She's.
well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
then.
he's at the sound
Yeah.
of drum kind of thing.
He's doing this like, oh my gosh, why won't she listen to me? What do you see with that?
I agree with you.
Mhm.
He does wish she would listen to him. Wish she would have listened to him a long time ago. But
Yeah.
that being said, he's with her all the time, and he's really worried about her.
Mm.
She's in a bit of a transition. We'll just say transition.
I agree.
Because that
Mhm.
it's a big one.
Yeah,
It's
she's always. There's always something.
yeah.
With her.
And she is that type that has lived a lot of life in a short
Yep.
amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is the reason why her dad really wishes that she would listen to him is because she tends to go in these like cycles where shit just starts hitting the fan and she makes it worse and worse and worse, and it's like before he knows it, she's like blown her whole life up, and it doesn't gotta be that extreme, and I know this sounds cliche and she ain't gonna want to hear it, and I don't know if any of us ever do, but
Here it comes. Get ready for it.
but if she could understand that this has more to do with self-love and self-respect and self-understanding and self-acceptance, she wouldn't allow this shit to keep happening.
Okay.
Okay. So she's kind of stuck in the repeat pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And, the names may change, but the
The shit stays the same.
And part of that is because she's used to. I mean, she's a typical healer. She'll save everybody's ass but her own.
Exactly.
You know?
Yep.
And she does really phenomenal when she's needed and necessary,
Yep.
but she doesn't know what to do with herself when she's not. And that's where that self-discovery and self-happiness would really help her a lot. Just because then she could, like, she's so damn talented.
She
That girl
is.
could do anything. Like, she could sell dog shit and make $1 million.
She totally could.
Like, it's magical. But she doesn't put and invest in her. And if she would just invest in her, she don't even got to believe in her. Just invest in her. Just a little bit. Her world would go from black and white to color.
Yeah, she says true.
But her dad loves her more than she will ever understand and know.
Okay.
And he hopes that she heard him when he said, I love you. And that he's really proud of her. And he does wish that he would have been able to show up for her more. But he's like, he didn't know. He didn't know she was going through the shit she's going through. Otherwise, he would have been taking people out. He's like, I can be a nice guy, but I can be a tough guy too, you know.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because both of them were not trying to stress the other one out. It's really she was trying not to like let him know what she was going through, just so she didn't stress him out. He was doing the same. When it really, if they both would have just opened their mouth up and said something, it could have been fixed a long time ago. And I don't know why he's saying this, but he said, and tell her no, she's not losing her mind.
Okay.
I don't know if she thinks she's losing her mind or what, but he just said, and make sure you tell her that no, she's not losing her mind.
Okay. I feel like maybe just because of all the stuff she has to deal with, she probably does feel that way sometimes.
I say go for it, but that's just a side note. Minds are overrated anyway.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's funny. Awesome. Anybody else?
I have Doreen.
Oh, Doreen. Hi,
Was
Doreen.
Uncle Mike around me during surgery?
I'm seeing Mel come through. I'm getting yes. I asked him if he was there for her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you get any more of that on that?
I see him like putting his hands on her head, like giving her a blessing. Almost. That's what I see. Like he was giving you a blessing to make sure that everything worked out and that everything came out how it was supposed to, and that you to help you heal after.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, first off, he's like, of course I came to the call of duty. Like, almost like she should already know.
Right. Like, why? What? Yeah. Why?
But yeah, I agree with you, Lori. There, like, he definitely was doing some major energy clearing, healing, lots of love going through, and the reason why you're seeing it at like the top of the head, like a blessing,
Yes,
is because it was more to calm her mind. Her mind was like, she was not able to like slow it down. I mean, it was like she was fucking the shit out of herself, big time, which I don't blame her. I don't even know if the dog's gonna knock her out enough to slow that damn thing down.
Right.
But he was definitely there. But there was she asked for a bunch of angels and different souls there, and she definitely, it was delivered. And then he's also showing me him like holding or working through the surgeon's hands, so that he could get it exactly on point. And so he's really happy for the healing process that she's going through, because he knows this is going to work this time.
Yeah. He's saying precision.
Oh man, he's he's meticulous on it.
Yeah. Awesome.
I also have Tammy. She says, I would like to know about my older brother.
Okay. You want to? I'm going to let you go first.
I'm trying to. So I don't know Tammy, but let me see what I get. She wants to know about her older brother.
Yeah. Does
Yeah.
her older brother have a message for her?
And she sent a rose.
Okay.
So thank you, Tammy.
Give me just a second.
You want? I'll go first if you want.
Yeah, you start.
Okay.
It's harder for me when I don't have a visual. Or
I
something.
get that.
Mhm.
I get that.
Or know who the person
But
is.
what I do want you to do is once you jump in,
Mm-hmm. I'm
I'm gonna stop and let you go into it, just because I think this is really a good fun practice.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the first thing that he's showing me is him standing up, and he is like a very handsome man. Like he wants her to know, like, he's healed, he's handsome, he's like strong, confident, capable, like he is so, he loves her so much. The love that he has for her and the gratitude is overwhelming. And he loves that she keeps his memory alive. That's very important, because he's showing me like a small family. Like they had a very small family. So there wasn't, there just wasn't a lot of family to help and be there more, which I think is why she and him were so close, almost like twins.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Almost like the same soul, just different bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm getting something. My head feels really hot right now.
mm-hmm.
And was there some kind of trauma or something in the way?
I think it's more like an infection, more like
I just feel like really hot.
yeah,
up
like an infection.
here. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like an infection. And
Okay.
I'm seeing it settling more in like the chest, the back, the like kind of trunk area, I guess is what they call that. Like not really stomach as much as like the back, and big time in the chest,
upper body. Mm-hmm.
But I'm also not seeing him being very old when he passed on either.
I see a younger picture.
And
yes.
I can see him wanting to be like, he always wanted to protect her. Like he was very, again, like he felt like it was him and her. But he loves how alive she keeps him. Like she must talk about him all the time, because she like keeps him alive. And he wants her to know that he is going to be with her every step of the way. She's going through a really rough time right now in her life, like a really, 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 really rough time. And that's not new. That's he's like, and that's not new. I'm like, okay. Interesting fact. But he does want her to know that he is going to be holding her hand every step of the way, and that she isn't going to be going through this alone. And he says, and tell her again I love her. He loves you.
I have Cindy. She says, I'm wondering if Lisa's mom, Sylvia, has any messages for Lisa.
I don't know who. Okay, say that one more time. Lisa's mom's
She
sister,
says,
cousin. What was that?
Lisa's mom, Sylvia, if she has any messages for Lisa.
Oh, okay. I'm so glad I asked that you did. Because I did not
So
get
does
that
Sylvia
message.
have a message for Lisa?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
her daughter, right?
right, yeah. She wants her to keep trying, get back up and keep trying. She's showing me like her quite literally grabbing her by the shoulders and like pulling her up. Like, it's time to get up. Quit throwing the fit. Now we got to get back to working and moving. She really, the biggest message that I'm seeing that she would like to get through to her is that she is very loved. And that there are many people that know her and are around her that are there to help her and to utilize that. Because she is kind of like just been going through a really rough place, obviously. But she's also kind of isolated herself because of that. You know what I mean? And so she needs to, again, she's showing me her like picking her up by her shoulder, like, okay, we're doing this, and start allowing herself to get living again, and know that she'll be with her every step of the way, and that she wishes that she would have been a better mother to her. She doesn't feel like she got to do the mothering. She felt like she was the one who was getting mothered. And so she's like, my bad, sorry about that. But she says that she couldn't be a prouder mom. And she feels like she was beyond blessed to have her be a part of her journey.
Nice.
Awesome.
I think that's it. I have Tammy says thank you, Steph says thank you, and
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I think that's all I've got.
Well, this was fun.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll have a few more dancing.
Yes.
Right. Around. Little
Right.
skeletons. Yes. Our little boners.
All right.
One of the dogs ate one of them. Poor guy.
Yeah, he was
We had to
missing an
bury
arm.
one before.
Right. I hope
love
everybody can get out there today and just make someone's day great.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Someone a compliment, a hug, something,
Right.
and just make someone's day brighter.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
always do that.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And remember, we have our merch coming out soon. We're going to have shirts soon, so watch for that. And if you are interested in a reading, go to howdoyouspirit.com, or suggestions for what you would like us to talk about. We want to hear from you, people.
Yes.
Speak up. Speak up. And also, we're on all the podcast platforms. Go find us, and please go subscribe to us on YouTube. Yes.